Welcome to Savvy Sense. I'm Emily.
And I'm Cassie.
Today is an exciting day because we're filming our very first video series together, and this series is going to be all about budgeting hurdles that we all face on a daily basis and how to overcome those. Make sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos coming out in this series. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to stay motivated to budget. And the future videos that we'll be talking about will be how to not overspend, how to make time for budgeting, and how not to be influenced to buy things that we don't need. So make sure to stick around and watch these future videos as well. When I think about what really motivates me to budget, the very first thing that comes to mind is knowing my why. Whether you make a lot of money or not much money at all, we all have goals in life that we want to accomplish and get out of life. Maybe you want to save for a vacation or a car, or you're really wanting to build your dream home or just buy your first home. Whatever it is, you have to understand your why, and that will really help drive your motivation. Cassie, what would you say is your why behind why you budget? And do you have any specific examples you can share with our viewers?
Yeah, for sure. So the reason why our family decided to start budgeting is because it was really important to us to not have any debt besides our mortgage. And so every day when we're making our purchases, it's really important for us to be evaluating if the purchases that we're making are super important to our bottom line, or if they're just like an impulse purchase that we don't necessarily need, we want in that moment, but it's not something that we actually need long term. We also really love to travel together as a family, and for our family, we have made it a priority that we want to take one really nice family vacation together every year. So we try to ask ourselves, is this something that we would want long term, or is this something that we just want in the moment, and is it important to our bottom line? And typically it's not important to our bottom line, so we just put it back, and it's super helpful for our family.
Yeah, I love what you said about how you have those like bigger goals that it really helps you like on a daily basis decide whether or not if you need things or if it's worth it. And I think the same thing goes for us as well. We've been really wanting to update a few rooms in our home, and no, we don't have the money for it yet. And so it's something that we're saving for in a sinking fund. But for me, it's like, do I want to spend money now knowing I won't have it later? And so I think just having that overall why just can really help center us on what's really important. So
for sure,
that's the first thing we suggest, is knowing your why. The next way to stay motivated to budget is to have an accountability partner. So a few months back, I decided that I didn't want to have any sugar anymore, which is like my favorite thing. I love sweets. But I knew that I couldn't do it alone, and there's no way that I would be motivated enough to do it alone. So I decided to ask a really good friend, and she was willing to do it with me. And we did it for a week, and then a week turned into 2, and then 3. And we would check in with each other at the end of the day and like share recipes of things that kind of satisfied our cravings but weren't, sugar, like sweets or whatever. And so just having that accountability partner really like made me follow through with my goal. I think about that with our finances, and my husband luckily is a great accountability partner. Him and I both we have similar goals, but we have different ways that we think about things. But at the end of the day, we both want to save money for those goals. And so if I kind of present an idea to him, like I want to update this, and he's like, well, what if you actually wanted to update this, or we needed to save for this? Like, he keeps me grounded on the decisions that we're going to make. I know, Cassie, what are your thoughts on having somebody hold you accountable to your financial goals?
I love that so much. I've actually never really thought about it like that before. I think that's such a great point. And like you were saying with your husband, my husband, we hold each other accountable on our finances. Everything is a decision that we make together, especially if it's a bigger purchase. I love the idea of having an accountability partner, just like you were saying, because they help to keep you motivated along the way. I've never done that personally, but I love that tip, and I think that it makes so much sense, and I feel like it could really help somebody in their long term.
Yeah, I hope so. And I also think like it doesn't have to be a super formal process. Just somebody who knows your goals and you can share ideas with, and who will encourage you to be better, right?
Definitely.
So that's the second way to stay motivated to budget, to have an accountability partner. The next way to stay motivated to budget is to make your budgeting goals visual. So I know for me, like I'm not as good at that, but Cassie, you have some awesome things that you do
to help keep nice of you to say.
To help keep your goals like more visual.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
So I started a vision board a couple years ago, and I just really like to, if something appeals to our family, I take to my vision board. So I'll go through a magazine if I see something that I really like, or if there's a goal that we've come up together, I kind of write it down on a piece of paper and I'll tack it up, and it's basically on a tack board in our bedroom, and I see it every day. I'm putting energy towards it every day, and it's a great reminder for us that we have bigger goals than just our everyday lives, and to kind of like keep our eyes on the prize.
No, I love that. I wish I was more like that. I think it's awesome to be able to look at it every day and not lose sight of that. And so when I was thinking about this for myself, I'm not really a visual person like that, and I'm not really good. I don't like paper. I don't like having things like pinned up. It's just not who I am. So I was thinking about it, and I have our goals written down in our spreadsheet. And so there's different ways that you can make it visual. You can put it on your wall and see it every day, which is amazing. And if that's not for you, you can write it down somewhere that you like open a drawer often or something. You could put it in a spreadsheet. And it's really important that we write down our financial goals so we know what they are and we see them often and we're able to refer back to them so we can stay motivated.
Love that.
So, all right, the next way to stay motivated to budget is to set realistic expectations for yourself and realize that you will make mistakes, and that's okay. You just got to keep trying and know that it will be okay, right? So I think that you and I both know that we're not perfect at budgeting. We make a lot of mistakes along the way, but that doesn't mean we stop doing it. So can you think of a time when you've made a mistake, whether big or small, and kind of what you did when that happened?
Definitely.
Have you ever made a mistake?
Many come to mind. I am finding that recently I'm going over my grocery budget quite a bit. And so that has come up recently for me again. So what I did in the latest problem is I course corrected and I went onto budgetbites.com, and basically for the remainder of the month I shopped in our pantry, in our freezers, because we had a little bit of food in there already. And then I went on budgetbites.com and looked up her cheapest meals that she had and kind of made up the difference that way. And so it evened out for the most part.
That's awesome. It's like a great example of how, like, you're getting derailed. You got to get back on track. Yes. I know for me, when I tend to, like, I think mine is the same with groceries. It's hard, right?
Yeah,
because we all need food to eat.
Yes.
And so it's easy to overspend. So I did the same thing, and my tendency is when I overspend is I just don't want to look at the budget. I don't want to look at it. Sure. I don't want to own it that I overspent, and then I just kind of keep spending money. So I did the same thing. I overspent my grocery budget as well, and I decided that I was going to just face it and put it in my budget. And what I did was, it was kind of getting to a point where I knew that I still needed more groceries to buy for the month. And so I ended up course correcting in other budgeting categories that I knew I wasn't going to need.
That's
and
really
so
smart.
I took the money out of like clothing and our household budget because I knew that I could really not spend in those. Yeah, so just know that budgeting ebb and flows and mistakes happen and you just got to keep going. So the last tip we have for you to stay motivated to budget is to plan for fun. Whether you're in a mountain of debt or if you are living paycheck to paycheck, you can still have fun while you budget. You can plan for fun activities that are $5 and under and fit those in and make sure you reward yourself and have a good time while you're doing it. Can you think of any that you've done recently with your family?
Yes, so we love the beach, and so recently we kind of just woke up for the day and we were like, let's just pack up some snacks, pack up lunch, put some fun drinks into our little cooler, packed up the car, and went and spent the whole day at the beach. And we just had to pay for gas basically, and it was the best day. We all had so much fun. We brought our dog Max, and we all had the best time.
Yeah, and I think you can really build memories around a lot of activities that are free, which is amazing. I know our family did something similar. We went to a lake for the day. We packed snacks as well, but we budgeted in to go get ice cream afterwards.
So fun.
And so I think as long as you plan for it and make it affordable for your budget, you can figure out what you want to pay for and what you don't, and be able to have such a great day with your family doing something fun and frugal. So
I agree.
We hope these tips will help you stay motivated to stick to your budget. We know it's not easy, but we believe in you and we know that you can do it.
Thank you so much for watching this video with us, and we hope you continue watching the rest of this series. And we would love to hear from you in the comments about how you stay motivated to budget. Let's build each other up, and go ahead and like and subscribe.
And make sure to tune in to next week's video too. Have for you is to and make sure to watch next week's too. We hope these tips will help you to stay motivated to